The Constitution made a revolution.
A limited government is one within limits that has restricted powers. Limited government was included in the Constitution because without it, the citizens would have no consent and it would give the government too much power. This quote explains how Congress cannot pass a law establishing religion or prohibiting the freedom of speech. This picture represents limited government because every group has a say and they can stand for what they want and believe in.
Checks and balances was a system of approvals by different branches of government that prevented any branch from having too much power. This quote shows that the legislative branch checks the executive branch from making laws. The framers included checks and balances in the Constitution to help make sure none of the branches became too powerful. In the past experience, King George had all the power and the people had no say. For example, in order to get a job you had to listen to the king, and he deprived U.S. of benefits of trial by jury. This picture shows checks and balances because it shows that the executive branch checks the legislative branch and how they all interact with each other.
Federalism is a system of government in which power is divided between a central authority and constituent political units. The power is not delegated to the United States by the Constitution nor prohibited by it to the states, are reserved to the states respectively or to the people. This is from Amendment 10. This is important because the Founding Fathers wanted to create a strong central government but avoid the monarchy system because both sides checked each other, so neither of them had more power than one another. The diagram shows the powers the national government had and the state government had and which ones they shared.
Separation of powers was the doctrine that each branch of government is separate and has unique powers that the other branches of government may not interfere with. And this quote explains that the president has the power to appoint an ambassador while others do not have the power to do so. And this is a picture of the separation of powers where it is separated into the legislative, executive, and judicial branch, and then it's further separated even below that.
Popular sovereignty is the authority of the government, is created and sustained by the consent of its people, and in class we learned about this with Hobbes and Locke. These quotes explain that the Bill of Rights was meant to give rights rather than to take any away, giving power to the people that they know they have more rights than what is just written down. This is a picture of Uncle Sam. We learned that slavery is a big part of popular sovereignty in making decisions. So this is saying that you can or cannot be for slavery.
In conclusion, limited government,
Checks and balances,
Federalism,
Separation of powers,
And popular sovereignty rooted the U.S. Constitution. These principles are still used today and are the foundation of our government.